Hey guys, Bassmaster Elite Series Pro here at the Bassmaster Classic in Fort Worth. Sweating currently right now because it's a little bit hot in here, but they put us in the cattle yard. But we're here to talk about some more juice. And I'm going to talk about a presentation that I just did a Bass University seminar on, and that is deep water Ned rigging and the rod that I like to use for it. So this is a 7-foot medium heavy Cashion Icon. This is the IM, let me make sure I get all the right letters, IM 7MHFS. So this is a medium heavy fast action rod. It's got a good taper. It's not got a super parabolic bend, which is, I'll explain why I do not want a super parabolic bend for that. But it's got a good backbone. It's going to be really good for setting that hook when you've got a lot of line out and all that extra drag in the water, so you can get a good hook in that fish and get them in the boat. So deep water smallmouth, a lot of times I'm fishing 20, 30, even 40 feet of water with a Ned rig. Summertime, I'm an Erie guy mostly, but all around the Great Lakes I've done this. And I want to have a spinner reel with a 10-pound braid to an 8, sometimes 10-pound Gamma Edge leader. The reason I use Gamma Edge is because it's so abrasion resistant. There's so many zebra mussels on the Great Lakes system that they'll just tear up your line really, really bad, and that Gamma Edge just is a little more abrasion resistant, very sensitive. It can hold up to those zebra mussels. But when I'm deep water Ned rigging, a lot of times I'm letting a lot of line out. Sometimes we're dragging. The Great Lakes, as we all know, can be very treacherous, so a lot of times that wind's blowing and you can't really stay in one position per se. So you've kind of just got to drag along. So you're just kind of feeding line out and letting your bait get down to the bottom. When you set the hook, a lot of times your bait might be 50 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet away from the boat. So you've got to have a good rod, like a medium heavy rod, to be able to pick up that line, set that hook, get that hook into that fish. So I'm letting that line out with the Ned rig. I'm going to use a heavier Ned rig head. I'm going to go with something in that 5/16, 3/8 ounce range with an owner hook. I make my own custom ones, but I also use, if I can get away with it, a 3/16, like an owner blockhead or something like that, with a smaller bait. But I'm going to let that bait out, and I'm going to, a lot of times it's really hard to tell if that's a bite or not because you've got so much line out, it's such a deep bite, and they'll just sit there with the bait in their mouth. You're just going to constantly keep a slight tension on your line as you're drifting. You don't want to do too much. There's not many times where I'm popping it or doing like that. If you do get stuck on a rock, sometimes you pop it and you'll get a reaction bite. But most of the time I'm just kind of dragging along and letting the current and the wind and the wave action to really do most of the work for you as you're just bobbing along there in the waves. You'll feel that bite basically just by keeping a slight tension. Either it's going to stop or you're going to pick up and kind of feel that mushiness, like it's not on the bottom anymore. And whenever you feel something different, you're going to set that hook. And you've got to really get a good hook set into that fish, because having all that line out and that fish is going to, first thing it's going to do is come up and jump from 30, 40 feet of water. That's a lot of line out and a lot of bow in your line when it comes out of the water. So you want to have that 7-foot medium heavy in those situations. I've caught a lot of big smallmouth doing this. A lot of 6-pound class fish, and I've kept almost all of them pegged by using this setup, using a 7-foot medium heavy. This is the Icon series. The whole system, the spinning reel, the 10-pound braid mainline, the 8 to 10-pound Gamma Edge leader. The whole system really, really is important for getting those big smallmouth in the boat. But I hope that helps you guys, and good luck fishing this summer.